Every now and then I do a color and it doesn't turn out exactly how I imagined in a workshop. Here I mix up O&M, Super 7, half 5 volume, half 10 volume with Core Restore, and then for the tip out I mix up 20 volume. My model had one application of box dye only like 4 weeks before the workshop. Prior to that, she hadn't had her hair colored in about a year and a half and had previously lightened blonde ends. So I was highlighting around the face first, pivoting from the very first highlight to maintain some depth. This is potentially where I went wrong and didn't put the highlights close enough together in around the face frame to make her face frame strong enough. After I finished the first part of the face frame, I then moved to the neckline, connected the neckline through. Once I finished that, I then came to the very front face frame and connected that through to the rest of the face frame too. I was tipping out and I kept my tip outs pretty low, and I think that was the right thing to do in terms of this color just because of the previously lightened ends, but perhaps I did not take them high enough. I kept pivoting from the front of the hairline, making sure that I was going with a really wide section to connect it all the way through because I wanted to make sure that I incorporated all of her face framing into her face frame color. And this is what that looks like on this particular head of hair. Once I completed the full face frame, I then moved to the back and connected the back to the front, taking pretty deep and textural highlights. This is potentially also where I might have went wrong and didn't get enough lift within my section, but it also could be my formulation of the gloss. The highlights for here, I just kept pivoting until I was parallel to the part line, taking them super deep, blurring it up. Then I pulled my tip outs out with a dry towel, and here I think I lifted to the point where I should have. So perhaps it was my formulation of my gloss. Here I'm using Core Color on the root area 5, 0, and 6W, and I didn't want to go too dark because it would just look like she had black box dye again. Through the mid area, I went in with 7-0 in clean liquids. I didn't really want to put anything counteractive in there because I just feel like it would flatten it too much and I would actually lose my brightness and do the opposite effect. Through the ends though, I think this is potentially where I may have misformulated. I mixed up 9-3, 9-4 and clear. So the reason I would formulate warm is so that I didn't have a warmer root area and then cool ends because that never looks that pretty. But perhaps I did make them too warm or I didn't add enough clear in. It's one of my favorite formulas to use when I am doing colors like this. I think it always works so beautifully. It keeps the hair super shiny and makes it look really healthy. But that's okay, we all make mistakes at times. I use the Frizzy Logic to blow dry because this oil is so beautiful and heat protects the hair against heat up to 230 degrees Celsius. So the overall end result was really beautiful. It just wasn't what I was expecting. I did think I'd have her a little lighter, but I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments.